And
It's a
this one,
balancing act.
yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's gonna be
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. It definitely punched up the metallic up here of it, so we'll see what that does.
Okay,
What
so
do I want to do?
I reset the stream because I don't know if it caught the first 45 minutes of what we had done.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm really sorry, but good news is that this medium seems to go quick. So
Yeah, it really is.
as you start
So
getting ready for your next pour, let me go ahead and just really quick run down your pouring medium and what you did while you get your thing. So you can focus on getting your pour ready, and I'll try to catch everyone up. So the 15-minute version of what we just did. And again, I'm sorry if it didn't take the first time. So she's using standard acrylic paint that you would buy at the craft store with a pouring medium. Her pouring medium was water and Elmer's school glue, just the normal white school glue that you could buy at the store, with a ratio to make the pigment pour about the viscosity of a very thin honey. So as you can see there, she's pouring that beautiful gold. She's also added some mica powder. That's what the conversation was going on when I kicked the stream back on again. So she is getting that ready to go. This is a flip pour technique she's going to use. So she's going to pour all of her different colors into a single cup and then invert that cup onto her canvas, get it to ooze out a little bit from the bottom of the cup, and then moosh that around a little bit. And then she's just going to tilt and move it around until the design slides into place and covers the entire canvas. How did I do in the 2-minute version of what you just did?
awesome.
Yay!
That was
Very eloquently put.
Yes.
Thank you.
It was a very nice explanation for essentially a very simple procedure. Like
Thank
you pour
you.
the paint in it and then you like smush it around and yeah, stuff happens. Basically.
And I apologize if I didn't get the first part of the stream, and I'm going to keep looking at my YouTube channel over the next day or so to see if it showed up. Yeah, maybe it just
no worries.
either I don't know. But if I got so enraptured in what we were talking about at the first part, and then it just blew my mind how quickly it came together that I got up from my computer without checking my stream, and I ran across my house to go try to find, because I knew I had some stuff. I knew I had acrylic paint. I knew I had water. I knew I had Elmer's school glue. I didn't have a canvas, so I had to invent something. And so I went and I did one, and I was done in 10 minutes, and I was very happy. So it's drying right now, and I will display that for the kingdom later. But yeah, so you inspired me to try a new thing because I'd never done paint pouring.
It's fun. It's fun. I've never tried it until like a month or two ago, something like that. I don't remember when I first started it.
I noticed that's when your post started hitting the kingdom.
And you're like, I want to try that.
Yeah, because Thad was actually watching some videos at night, right before we went to bed, and I happened to look over and be like, "Ooh, what's that? I want to try it." So that's kind of how I got into it. I just started watching videos and decided, yeah, I want to try that.
I think a lot of it was that I had actually taken a slight branch away from all my blacksmithing videos.
Yeah.
She usually falls asleep to the sound of thud
very much so.
on the computer. So
Yeah.
I've watched an insane amount of blacksmithing.
Yes, you do.
Well, you're also doing insane like domestic steels, so
Yeah. So I have all my paints in here again.
I'm not going to call that Damascus and stain until I start pulling off mosaics.
Okay.
Wow.
Version.
She's a little
paints. We've lost video on my end.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm going to try to get you back.
Looks like it's still on. Is video
yeah, it looks
still
like
down?
I connected. It's still down on my end, which means that for the stream, the video is gone.
So you can't see it on Discord, Midnight? Can you see us?
I can't. Let me disconnect and reconnect.
See her either.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either. Oh no, Ellistrae's presentation is cursed.
Okay, we just turned off the camera and turned it back on.
Can you see me now?
It's thinking about it.
Same.
I can see it. I have to go look at the phone, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Let me check my computer.
Well, Thad, if you're on with your phone and you want to turn on your video and point it at her, I will switch over to your video.
I've got my laptop down here
I'm gonna
so
try
that we
something.
can see how it was presenting, so we could aim the camera appropriately.
I'm gonna.
Okay. Right.
Is the same
There
appropriate?
it is. Yeah. Yeah,
I've
we
been
can see what we're
holding the
doing.
Okay, and did I? Okay. So, I'll put my glove back on. Yeah.
There.
Yay!
So, now this one you can already see the gold in there. I did a couple layers of the gold, so it's going to be a little bit more prevalent because I really like the way it looks. So, yoink. And spin it around this way. Woo! Ah.
This is so cool looking. And I was amazed at how quickly, I mean, just literally on the fly went, I do want to try this. And so I sprinted around my house to go and try to
Yeah.
get the materials that I needed. I found them and I have one now sitting drying on my kitchen table.
That was kind of how I
So it
felt
came
when
together.
Dad was watching it. I was like, I want to try it, but it was like 2 in the morning, so I couldn't really just run out to Hobby Lobby and buy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would not
Woo.
have actually tried it if I didn't have the stuff in house.
Yeah.
But I did. Y'all were
I mean,
with me as I
lots of
ran
people
through
have
the house.
lots of people have acrylic paint and glue and
Water.
water. Hopefully, if you don't have water in your home, you probably should pay your water bill.
Yeah, I think the only really kind of specialty things are the canvas and
Yeah.
if you're getting that Cell Magic silicone stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, this is gonna be.
So somebody had brought up in lieu of using a canvas to get cardboard, you would have to reinforce the cardboard because any moisture is going to force it to bow, and it won't look as pretty, and it'll make the runoff kind of awkward. And that really doesn't happen when it's wet. It happens awkwardly during the drying phase when acrylic contracts slightly, and it'll start flexing on anything. Yeah, it'll flex whatever you put on there.
Which means my paper plate is probably going to be weird.
Probably.
Maybe. It depends on the rigidity of your plate. Or is it paper or is it styrofoam paper?
It's paper, and I use the bottom of it, the very paper side. The other side feels very plastic.
It's gonna bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it will probably bow.
I suspected that.
You can utilize that to your advantage, though. You could create these pores on things and force them to bow, and then you can start standing them up in 3-dimensional or making them come off of something else.
Yeah, we'll see what happens to that paper plate in a week. And there it is. This is your first attempt adding mica powder into it, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see it. I don't know if y'all can see it because it is subtle, but it's definitely there, and it looks really pretty.
yeah. So far, this mica powder has only epoxy resin for casting really hard things for like knife scales.
It's just not there. So I'm just making sure all the white spots on the edge are covered.
All
Always
right.
cover your edges.
Well, when you're stressed with doing things that require you to be very fiddly and very controlled, and you need to just relax and not stress, this sounds like a very great A&S project for you. Just grab
Yes.
some paint, some school glue, some water, and pour your troubles away.
Put the heat down a little bit. Ooh. Ah.
She's living for it.
Awesome.
There, we got the fills coming up now. Yeah, and I can definitely see that mica powder, especially in the gold. It's a lot more iridescent than it was before. It's very pretty, and I can even actually see it in the blue as well. Because I use the titanium powder, I can definitely see it here.
Oh, I'm glad
And
to have been some help.
Yes, thank you very much for the science side. We
Science
have
behind the
Midnight,
art.
the science guy.
Like, I've used other things to help pigment the epoxy resin. Like I've used leather dye. I've used couple other things. I've read about and watched people use stuff in the kitchen like cocoa powder and mustard and ketchup.
That'd be weird.
It worked to make opaques
Hmm.
as opposed to translucents.
That makes sense. So I don't know if y'all saw these. These are just little cones basically that I use to hold up the paintings while they're drying. Because I don't want to stick them down onto the paper because they might not ever come off. So it's much better to just have this slight amount of contact on the very edge of the canvases. I ordered them off of Amazon, so
The cheap at-home
Hashtag not
version is get the push pins, like the thumb,
yeah,
not the push pins, but more like the actual ones that have the little handles, and you stick them into the wood of the frame, and then it gives it just enough lift to not dry adhered onto anything.
Yeah, and I've also, before I got those cones, I just used cups like this and just flipped them. So you can kind of get creative just to lift it up off the paper because it will stick to the paper. And now I'm just gonna lift that up there. Okay. Ooh. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like you can see it pretty well.
yeah, there's a little bit of pearlescence happening.
Yeah.
There might also be some glare from the light above us.
Yeah. But I like how that powder came out. Woo! Stick that.
I know what's going on her shopping list.
I know, right? Like more mica powder.
Well, that entire that box of 25 colors, which has barely been touched, was like $4, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I've also heard of I think it's called unicorn spit. It's like a
That's a dye, I thought.
yeah, I've heard of people using that in acrylic pours as well.
My camera's still pointing.
I'm trying to get
Yes, we're getting a nice clear picture of those paintings.
Yeah, I'm just
those look
holding
so
the back of the
beautiful.
laptop and trying to aim as best I can.
And see, even though these are pretty much the same colors, you can definitely see the addition of the gold because the gold was not in this one. I just added the gold into that, and it changed how it looks. I'm pretty happy with both of them, so yay. Another cool technique that I've tried is called a swipe. Basically, when you do a swipe, instead of all pouring everything into one cup, you kind of make lines at the very end of the canvas, and then you take a damp paper towel and you kind of gently swipe it and pull the paint across the canvas, and it comes out really cool. So that's a totally different technique.
That sounds like your next demonstration for another day.
Yeah, I could definitely do that another day if people are still interested in this stuff.
Another day. But not today, because today we are out of time for Pour Away Your Troubles. Domina, Ellistrae, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Midnight, for being a special guest science guy for us.
Yes, we're going to call you Midnight the Science Guy now. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us on this 3-day adventure of Celestial Kingdom's 60th MidReign celebration. We'll see you next